What's up, YouTube people? It's your boy Patty McNinja, and a few weeks ago I shared my thoughts on the new Suicide Squad game. And despite being pretty funny and having a decent story, it was also plagued by repetitive gameplay and just live service bullshit sprinkled in there. So surprise, surprise, it hasn't really sold all that well, and it's had a lot of issues. And of course, since I'm making this video, I want to talk about those issues. So without further ado, let's rock. Despite some bad word of mouth, by that I mean it currently has a 60 critic score on Metacritic, while also having a dismal 3.6 user score, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has actually sold fairly well, at least on PlayStation 5. So in the US and Canada, it was the third most downloaded game of the month of February. Now in the EU, not so much. You had to scroll down that list to get to Suicide Squad. But at least in the US and Canada on PlayStation, Suicide Squad sold fairly well. And I assume those sales numbers were mostly people like myself that loved the Arkham series and knew that this game was somewhat connected to that series. Also, I loved the James Gunn Suicide Squad film, and based on the trailer, it looked like this game had the similar tone, which it turns out it did, which was great. It was definitely one of the positives. The few positives I had for this game was the fact that it was really, really funny. So I assume most of those people were like me and just wanted to kind of ignore the noise around this game and want to just try it out for themselves. And unfortunately, those modest PS5 sales numbers at launch are really the only good news for the game recently. On PC, the numbers are actually pretty sad for a game like Kill the Justice League that had this big studio with this huge marketing budget behind it. It only peaked at less than 14,000 all time, which 14,000 sounds like a lot. It sounds like a big number, but we just talked about Palworld recently, and its all-time peak was over 2 million, which is obviously a lot more than 14,000. And if you look at Palworld's player base right now, it has dropped to less than 200K. And I'm not shitting on Palworld, that's just how gaming works. You're never really gonna touch your all-time peak. That's why it's called all-time peak. There's always gonna be a dip. No game is ever going to keep that many players when there are big games constantly being released. So the fact that Kill the Justice League only peaked at less than 14K tells me that it's basically a dead game already, and it's only been a little over a month since it launched. And Rocksteady definitely knows that Kill the Justice League is a dead game at this point. So much so that they're actually slashing the price of this game only about a month after it's been released. So if you buy this game on Steam, the standard edition, you can get it for $41.99. However, if you want to bump up to the deluxe edition, that is also on sale on Steam, and you can actually get it for $59.99, which is only about $10 cheaper than I paid for the standard edition at launch, which definitely doesn't make me want to punch a wall.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about any of this.
Now, those discounts of 40% are only available on Steam. If you want to buy the standard edition of Kill the Justice League on PlayStation 5, it is still the full price of $69.99. However, if you want to buy the deluxe edition, it is actually the same price that it is on Steam on the PlayStation Store. So it's actually $59.99, which of course makes it $10 cheaper than the standard edition on the PlayStation Store. And you're probably thinking, that makes no sense. Why would Rocksteady sell the deluxe edition, which has the full game plus a bunch of other stuff, for less than the standard edition that just has the game? Well, my theory is, you kind of have to look at what's included in the deluxe edition. So like I said, you get the full game, of course, but you also get some exclusive skins and weapons. But the big thing that the deluxe edition has that the standard edition doesn't is it gives you a battle pass token, which unlocks the paid tier of the season 1 battle pass. And I think that's your answer right there. Rocksteady is willing to sell the Deluxe Edition for cheaper than the standard on the PlayStation Store because they know this game is basically dead. And at its core, Kill the Justice League is a live service game. They put a lot of live service bullshit into that game for no reason if nobody plays the Battle Pass. So they need to incentivize people to play the Battle Pass. Yes, if people buy the standard edition, they might make more money now, but because this game isn't very good, I assume most of those players will realize that and won't cough up more money later for the Battle Pass. So if they can get more people to play the Deluxe Edition, maybe they'll stick around since they got it essentially for free. They got the DLC for free, then maybe those players will stick around and spend more money later. So essentially, they are bribing people to maybe play this game longer. And you might think, well, that has to be the end of the bad news. It couldn't possibly get worse for Warner Bros. Or Suicide Squad. I'll be honest with you, that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. I've been warming you up for what I think is one of the dumbest decisions that a video game company has made in a while, and that's saying a lot. At a recent Morgan Stanley event, Warner Bros. Discovery CEO and president of streaming and games, JB Beretti, which, first of all, you gotta work on that job title, my guy. It's way too long. JB seemed to double down on live service games despite those sales numbers we just talked about. He said, rather than just launching a one and done console game, how do we develop a game around, for example, Hogwarts Legacy or Harry Potter that is a live service where people can live and work and build and play in that world on an ongoing basis? He went on to talk about, and I'm paraphrasing at this point, how volatile the business of AAA games can be, that games like Hogwarts Legacy can make your year look amazing, but on the flip side, games like Suicide Squad can make it feel like a roller coaster. It never fails to amaze me how fucking stupid video game executives are, or executives are in general across the board. JB literally admitted that games like Hogwarts Legacy are super successful. On the flip side, games like Kill the Justice League stunk and don't really work. However, they are doubling down on the wrong type of game. They're doubling down on a live service game versus a game like Hogwarts Legacy. That makes zero sense. They are literally learning the wrong lesson. And last week, we talked about the terrible trend in the gaming industry right now of these massive layoffs. And this is the reason. Right here, stupid executives making terrible decisions are what lead to these layoffs. They make terrible decisions like this, they lose money, or at least they don't make as much money as they want to make. So they lay people off, but they don't lay themselves off. Actually, they probably get pretty big bonuses instead, which is completely messed up. It's the complete opposite of what should happen. But again, I don't want to get too worked up. I am already kind of worked up about it because I'm pretty passionate about this. But this is a completely different topic for a completely different type of video. But before I have like a stroke, I should probably wrap this video up. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, as the kids say. Consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, ding that bell. That way you get notified every time I post another video. I try to post weekly gaming related content. So if you enjoy that content, which obviously you do if you made it this far in the video, definitely consider subscribing and dinging that bell. But until next video, take it easy. What's up, YouTube people? It's your boy Patty McNinja, and this is my boy Yoshi, aka Kitty Boy, and we were just talking, and we agree that since you made it this far in the video, you might as well subscribe. You wouldn't want to disappoint Kitty Boy, would you?